That'll be a good start, wouldn't it? Hello, everybody. Can anybody just comment if you can see or hear me on Paul? Good evening.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let's have a look here.
I can't see that we're live.
Oh, I've just had a notification come up. It's never done that.
Did you?
Yeah, saying it's live. I'll never get that. How bizarre.
So if anybody's in the chat or just joining us, good evening, one and all. And if you could just let us know that you can hear and see us. Because I had terrible trouble last week. I had to keep coming off and coming back on.
Yeah, your internet seems.
And I would have thought it would. Oh, yeah. Well, I would have thought it'd be more this week because of the weather. But how's that work? Don't get it. Don't get it. It was good weather last week, and here we are.
Oh, yeah, I spoke too soon. It started freezing up on me then.
Oh, God. Well, I've got a plan B that I can always run into the front room, which I'll do if I need to. But hopefully not.
But saying that, my internet's been playing up recently. Just keeps bouncing in and out.
Well, they had a lot of trouble, didn't they, a couple of days ago? So something went down, like
Vodafone.
A couple of biggies.
Well, I'll tell you what, right? When I upgraded my phone, it's supposed to be all singing and dancing and all this about a year ago, if not a bit longer. But the reception I get, and everyone I know now, all phone receptions are crap. You just can't get reception anywhere.
It's crazy. Right, are we ready?
Go.
Always ready.
I haven't got the jingle, so I'm just gonna have to do an intro. How it is, and
oh no!
I will have to get a jingle.
I'm waiting for that jingle.
Don't push me. Don't push me. I could find it, but I don't know if this is it.
I can't look at it.
Just sing it, Russ. Just
dim the lights, the nights alive.
I'll just find it.
We're diving deep where shadows thrive, journeying through the EGH.
Paranormal called psychics I rush to. They've got the stories you never knew.
Journeying through the EGH.
Good evening, guys, and welcome to Journey Through the EGH Paranormal Talk Show, live and exclusive on Facebook, YouTube, you name it, we are live on it. The only one I'm not live on is TikTok, but I can go live on TikTok because I think my phone is just here. So while I'm doing that, I can do it any way possible. Hello, everybody. Hello, evening. Look at this. Everyone is joining us over on YouTube tonight. Not a lot of people watching us on YouTube. We've got Helios in the building. We have got Carol in the building as well. Welcome, one and all. As I always say, we are joined by our wonderful co-hosts, Mr. Simon and Mr. Paranormal Paul. Welcome. How are we doing this week? Mr. Paranormal Paul, it was your birthday last week, so I'm going to start off with you.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I think I'm still recovering from the weekend, to be fair. Struggled a bit to get back into it this week. I've only done 2 days' work. But no, it was. I had a lovely time. It's had a little bit of a washout on the actual birthday, unfortunately. I've never known wind and rain like it. But it was fun, the ferry crossing coming back across Monday morning, I can tell you that.
Was it choppy?
Oh, it was brutal. Yeah, it wasn't pleasant.
Yeah.
It wasn't pleasant at all. I started looking for the life jackets just in case, you know. Thank you very much.
Happy birthday to Carol Baldwin
Carol.
as well. She's joined us. So happy birthday
Happy
to
birthday.
yeah, well, it was supposed to be what, Storm Benjamin today, wasn't it? It was supposed to be all hell,
Yeah.
all fire and brimstone, and the worst we've seen it. And I did see on one of the mainstream media, mainstream TV shows tonight, they apologised for getting the weather so wrong.
Huh.
Well,
How does that work? How do they predict the weather being so wrong?
God knows.
Perhaps they forgot to push go on their computer.
I was quite
Yeah.
gobsmacked when I was.
on their wind machine. yeah,
Yeah.
on their wind machine. Perhaps they forgot to press the button.
I think they must have forget to press their button. I definitely do. How are you, Si? All good?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Things are winding me up, but then things do wind me up from time to time. But yeah, no, all good, I think.
Well, what is winding you up?
Well, I see. I was hearing yesterday that in Southend the death rates for homeless people are going up, and it's like all over the country, veterans are losing their lives because they're cold and that. And I'm looking down to Wethersfield today, and there's about 500 asylum seekers in there. Shouldn't our veterans be in there? It's just crazy. I appreciate that those people have got to be housed. Don't be wrong. It must be awful to have to get out of their countries, come across a boat to get to our country. But what are we doing for our, soldiers that have fought in the Falklands and God knows what are dying on our streets? Come on, where are we going? And that's what's winding me up. And it's not really anything paranormal, but it's wound me up this week. And I just, I feel like just ringing somebody and saying, for God's sake, get our veterans off the streets, because that's where they should be. We've got thousands of people having to guard those, thousands of people having to guard them. What are we doing? What are we coming to?
I'm
But
sitting
then
here.
David Wright cheered me up earlier today. Actually, he did cheer me up. He actually
to be
cheered me
fair,
up because
I'm sitting here with a smile on my face, okay? Because, Paul, do you feel that Simon is slowly coming to the dark side? Do you think we've only had him back for what, 6 months, 7 months, and we've already lured him across to the dark side?
it really just gets me. That's really grates me. That how the hell can we be seeing people dying? And they're going and they're filming in car parks that are derelict. Come on. Come on. People where they should
the
be.
majority of people with you, Simon. Helios here. Look, the country needs to help and support the British people first.
100%.
Yeah, I totally agree. Evening, John. Yeah, but David Icke cheered me up because
How did he
told
cheer
me
you
about
up?
the McDonald's syndrome. How many beef burgers are eaten every day, and we haven't got enough cows? Where they moderating our food roll? Now that really did get me thinking. Really did get me
Oh my
thinking
God.
because
Yeah. What's in them burgers?
exactly because we haven't got enough cows, and even if we imported it, we still wouldn't have enough cows. So you could have put all the cows in the world, but it was some stupid fact that how many McDonald's burgers we were eating every single day that our cows couldn't. The cows couldn't do it, and that did cheer me up. After I found it, don't ask me why, because I thought, yeah, them burgers are nice though.
I love it. I do love a quarter pounder with cheese, no onions.
Exactly.
McDonald's. I can't help it. I like it. I do like a quarter pounder with cheese from McDonald's. Yeah. What's in it?
That sort
Who
of cheered me
knows?
up. But other than that,
What
yeah,
am I eating? What am I eating? Is that
With-
the? Do you think that's like the one of the 100,000 bodies that we had from COVID that were potentially munching on.
Were they? It was the last time you see a new cemetery being built.
Don't where's the next cemetery? Yeah. Don't start pointing his-
Yeah.
It's been done.
See, on
been
that though,
wonderful.
apparently they use it's quite scientific with their flavourings on things like that, because they do something, didn't they, that ignites all your endorphins.
Yeah.
It's like an addiction. Well, all fast food restaurants have a similar kind of thing, so that's why it tastes so nice. That you think, oh yeah, that's a lovely burger. It's full of crap, but it tastes so good because they've engineered it that way, so it becomes more addictive. And like you say, what is in it?
But then it's no
What
different to
exactly was in it? But
the air up thing, isn't it? The air up thing, you know, where the water. You've seen that? It's called air up or something, where you put a disc on top of the water bottle. You have a water bottle
no.
and you put a disc on it, and you have
Yeah.
pineapple, apple, whatever it's called, and you can have all different flavors. And you just put this disc that clips down on the top of the bottle top, and you drink it, and it gives you the taste of what's in it through your nose.
Never heard of it.
Google Air Up. They're extortionate money, but you put a disc on the top of it. You can have Coca-Cola, you can have apple, you can have, you know, any flavor that you want, mango, pomegranate, whatever. And it tastes just like, the only one that they say is a bit different is Coca-Cola, because obviously it's got no fizz, but it does taste like flat Coca-Cola. I had the cherry one. I tried the cherry one, and it was quite nice.
Wow.
You just change the discs on whatever you want. So if you fancy one for a different day, apparently it goes through your nose. All right. Meat eaters have said they
Okay.
can't tell the difference. Sorry, what have I missed? You should try the vegan burgers in McDonald's. Meat eaters have said they can't tell the difference. That sounds like a challenge. I'll try it. I don't know if I can, but I would. If someone tells me,
It's
I'm
it's
not
it's
sure
not
I can.
always the flavour; it's the texture, isn't it? You know.
Yes.
I've tried quite a few of the old vegetarian and vegan things. Like I'll give it a go. I'm open to trying things, but I haven't got a complaint with the flavour so much. It's the texture.
I
That's
did have.
what it is.
I have to admit, one day I did try a vegetarian beef burger. Was it a Linda McCartney one out of Tesco's or Sainsbury's, whatever it was? Well, I might as well have just chewed on this book. It was that dry. I might as well have just put sauce on that book. That's what it, I tried it and thought it was meat. Yes, it's the texture. So yeah, it's a
Yeah.
maybe I will let my brain go there one day.
Well,
Um,
if it's all about the smell, Russ, just put a normal burger above it as you eat the vegan burger, and that might make a difference.
I just take.
Yeah, but
I
then
just
you go
take Linda McCartney sausages are not that great. Well, the burger was awful, Helios. It was absolutely awful. But yeah, right. Simon's had his rant. Paul's with us today. He's had a heavy weekend and still recovering. It was his birthday. Sounds like he's drunk too much and eaten too much, but hey ho. Did you go with anyone? Was it just you and the family, or
It was just me, my wife, 2 girls, and the dog.
sounds
It was
like
lovely.
a perfect break?
It was nice. The first 2 days was lovely. We got out and done everything we wanted to do because we knew the weather was going to turn a bit. And but yeah, no, I went out, had a Sunday pub dinner for my birthday. It was
Brilliant.
nice. It was a really lovely time, mate. It really was. Yeah,
That's the
it
main
just
thing.
went too quick.
Always does. Always does.
But the good thing about it was when we went down to the beach, we were the only ones on there. The dog was having the time of her. I tell you what, it was emotional watching her so happy. It really was, because we don't let her off lead enough, because when she sees another dog, she makes a beeline for it. We've tried everything, can't stop her. So to have no one about and just let her run riot, it was lovely. Yeah, she'd come back knackered.
Slept for 10 minutes and went again.
Yeah.
A lot of haunted places out there, though, in the Isle of Wight. You were in the Isle of Wight, weren't you?
Yeah.
A lot of haunted
There is
stuff out there.
plenty. Yeah,
Yeah.
loads.
Yeah. Perhaps we'll have to do a road trip over there one day.
Well, it's the most haunted part of the UK, isn't it? They reckon, the Isle of Wight.
Yeah.
What was the castle we went to in the Isle of Wight?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Carisbrooke.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
think-
think it was. Yeah, I think it was.
it was. We didn't do
We
a
didn't
ghost
go
hunt.
in.
Yeah. I think,
Where-
is it sort of in the middle of a town? Just on the corner of a town?
I think so. That's where we was going to go Sunday, but we didn't. It was sideways rain, Russ. So we decided to go against that one.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was just in town somewhere, wasn't it? So,
Yeah, it's outside, wasn't it? Yeah.
right, let's crack on with the show, guys. Let's crack on with the show. Simon's ranted, Paul's let off steam. I've been quite calm and collective. I just laughed. So I've got no rant this week, I don't think. I probably can find a rant, but hey-ho, we're not going to. So we was at Deal Castle this weekend, just gone, for our event. So we are sort of going to have a little touch back at that. Paul wasn't there, obviously, he was celebrating his birthday, but we can tell you the ghostly stories going on. I think it was a rather good night with some astonishing evidence in some of my groups that we had. But I'll sort of just say, what I will say is, I think we controlled it better this time. I say there is some different things going on in there, but
There is still some bad, but it seemed to be outside this time more than inside. Do you get my meaning? Because I felt more uneasy outside the castle than I did when I come inside the castle. I felt quite calm in the castle.
But I think I generally felt more calmer in general this time around than I did the first time around. That first time around was carnage. What was going on in there, I could not tell you to this day. We've been to Dover twice, Carol. Brilliant
It's
place.
brilliant.
Hiya, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
You along. But yeah, sort of, we went in there. I think I went in there to try and be as open-minded as possible. I think I went, you know what? I'm going to try and be open-minded. I'm going to try and forget sort of what went on in the first realm. Like,
Yeah, I think that was the key. I do think that was the key to keep that at bay.
But not to say I kept it at bay. I sort of would say, yeah, but I don't think I paid any attention to it.
Exactly that. Yeah, exactly that.
And I think that was probably more, not to say that, I won't say that it was the right thing to do, because I think I would have liked to have in my head to see what it was at some point in there, because I'd like to always go back and see what we missed. But I don't think it was either as strong as it was last time, or it just wasn't interested like last time.
Yeah, could be.
And that's all I can sort of...
It was there. It was definitely there. I felt it as I walked in. As I walked into that castle, I felt it. And I thought, but sort of walked through it, I think.
Yeah, I would safely say the same, Simon. I think because I think all the problems did stem from the well area.
Yeah.
But we'll come to that because not to say I did have a funny experience around that well. I really did have a funny experience around that well. But when we sort of talk about it, because that was my was that my middle session? Yes, that was my middle session. So
the well was my first. The well was my first.
All right, then will you crack on? If you were first on it,
I didn't go directly to the well though. I deliberately, I knew where the well was, and I thought, right, if I went in there, I think that's the well. I think was the hub of it.
Yeah, but I didn't go. I didn't investigate the well at the last minute.
No, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah, so
last
if you enlighten us with your first session, what went on, and then I will follow it up with my second session. All right, within the well.
We went into the first room, to the left of the well. There was room went right to the well, and a room went left to the well. So we went in there, and there was two massive doors, one to the left, one to the right. We had the equipment going, but not much was going off apart from the dead bell. Yeah, the motion bell. It wanted to work the motion bell, so it started to talk to us through the motion bell. And then I got this. Me and Lisa picked up on something, and we had a guest. I think her name was Rebecca, and her mum, and they were standing there. And immediately there was a figure behind them. You could see it. I had Pauline in there as well, and Kim's friend. So we were working it, and we were working it well. And he gave me his name, and he didn't want me to blurt his name out. So I shut the doors. So I said, if you don't want me to blurt your name out, I'm going to shut these doors. And you know how big the doors were in there; they were quite hefty. So we shut both the doors, and all of a sudden, I think it was Rebecca said, "The door's opening." The door's opening. The door opened and just slammed. Now there was no wind down there. There was no draft. There was no wind where we were, and it just slammed. So much so that other people were radioing down. Did you slam a door? Well, the door slammed, but we didn't slam it. But then it would sort of open to our call. So I was standing in front of it and saying, blah, blah, blah. And I finally let the name go. And then he started to give me, he said 2 boys. So I said, you've banished the captain from this fault. And then he said there was a little girl there who was scared of him. And he banished 2 boys. That's what he was saying. So we were looking for 2 boys, but I'll tell you the story later on. But the doors kept going off. I think Lisa, I don't know if she's on, but she sent a lovely video of it. We've actually got the video of it. The door opening and closing to order, which is brilliant. She sent that through.
We haven't seen any of the video. We haven't seen any of that.
Have you not? It's on email. Lisa sent it through on email. Yeah, she did the other day. I asked her to send it through, and she sent it through to Essex Ghost Hunters. It's definitely there. And the door quite clearly opens to order. So we kept going on, and then he started on the other door, opening that door, closing that door. So, but we weren't getting a video at that time. So I said, right, this is the time I think we go to the well area. So we went into the well area, and we were all right because we had people had their torches on. So we started this through the torches, and Pauline went under. One of our guests went under, and she got the name of this captain, and he told us what he did. He told us about the girl, and I think she was about 15 or 16. She wasn't actually a small child. So all of a sudden, there was something saying to me, turn the lights all off, all off. So we turned all the lights off, and it was pitch. Did you turn the lights off in there, Russ, or did you have lighting on?
In
The well area. Because it was pitch black.
oh, off. We had it off. There was no lights on
Yeah.
for us.
Pitch black. And a stone got thrown. And you heard it go ching, ching, ching. But there were no stones on the floor. It was a concrete floor. But there was a stone found. So we did all that. I managed to get Pauline back out of trance because she was gone and she started to really hit her back and head against the wall. And I thought, I can't have that because she was on the point of doing us some damage. So I pulled her off that, and then we left the well area because at that stage I thought, I don't want her going back into it. So we actually left the well area at that stage and went into the other room. But then there was like little corridors that went all the way around the castle. And we got into that, and really we didn't have enough time, or we would like more time to investigate it. In that well area and all those rooms down there, you could have probably just done a whole investigation down there because it was absolutely fantastic. So we started to walk around, and the smells we were getting, it was like somebody said it smells like death. Well, I don't know really what death smells like, so I couldn't comment. But one of the guests said this smells like death, and it was an awful smell, I must admit. So then when you walk through that,
aren't they?
yeah, and it's very tight, and all the time I just felt we're being followed here, and then you get back to where you started from, and it isn't where you started from. It's really, really weird. It's such an illusion but we've walked all the way around. Well, no, you haven't. You've walked halfway around. And that is really, really strange because you feel like you've been going for hours. And then we finally got back to the doors that we'd actually shut. Me and Sam had actually shut the doors, so nothing could get us. And that was probably about our sessions. There's probably a load more that I just can't remember at the moment, but it was really good. But I'll tell you more when I go to my next group about these two boys.
Well, I'm trying to locate this video on email, which I haven't got at the moment. But just hold you and Paul just talk amongst yourself for a second while I just go and try and locate my phone, and then I can go that way for it.
Oh, it's definitely on there. I'll give you a date.
Yes,
But yes, yeah,
I remember
it's on it.
the first time we done it, and I felt exactly the same as what you just said. When you're walking around there, 100% feels like you're being followed. Every time you turn around, you think you're going to see someone behind you every step of the way. Very creepy down there. Didn't like that at all. And I think I've done the same as you. Thought we'd made it all the way round, and we hadn't.
Yeah, it's really a weird thing. But they must be massive because the castle's immense. So you think what you've got to walk around. But I think the well is the hub of it all. And that's why I think last time I went straight to the well and then come out the well, and it was not so good. But this time I definitely meant, right, we're not going in the well first of all. Let's go and investigate where I didn't get to last time. And it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It was fantastic. So I'm trying to find it for you, mate. She said it's Sunday or Monday. Lisa, you on?
Well, I don't think it was sent. Right. Oh, it's done by WeTransfer.
That's it. On the 21st of the 10th.
Will I be able to do it? I agree. Download.
Very, very confusing place. But good. It was really, really, really active. Really active.
I'm just trying to download it, and then I may be able to upload it to here.
It'd be brilliant if we could.
and then we can watch it to see what we are getting. So let's see. Oh, it's a zip file. Can we unzip it? Can I transfer it? This is all live, guys. This is live. Everything you're doing, we are live. We're trying to get you a video to watch. While this is downloading and things like that, we did exactly the same. We never went straight, in my second group, we never went straight to the well. We went sort of around the side first. We went.
Do you remember last time? Did you go straight to the well, Russ? On your the first time round, did you go straight to the well? Because we did.
Paul, are you hearing him?
Yeah, I can hear him.
I must be me then. My internet might be dropping out.
Yeah, you keep
So
freezing on me.
It might be where I'm trying to. It might be where I'm trying to do multi things at once.
I'm trying to think of that myself side. When we went the first time, we definitely spent some time round the well, but I don't remember if we went straight to it or we done the things around it as well. I just can't remember.
I remember going straight to the well because something happened in the room after we come out of the well.
Yeah.
But this time I thought, no, perhaps that's the key to it. Perhaps that is the hub. And perhaps that's why it didn't get us this time like it did last time. Don't know.
I went to, well, I'm going to try and figure this video out live on air, but I've got to try and change it from a movie file to a MP4 file. It will not have it otherwise. So I went to the well, I did go to the well first. I went around the outside to come down the steps. The rest of my group went down the inside of the castle because you don't have to go out the outside to get to the well, to the basement. I didn't know that, but I just wanted to go around the outside and walk down the steps for some strange reason. But we decided to bypass the well and go straight down into the surround. I suppose it's sort of like the gun mounts or whatever it is, it was obviously some form of armory or where the gunpowder might have been kept on the outsides all the way around, because it had the lock top, like the chutes that come down from the top of the castle and things like that. So where we was in there fantastically. We had whistles on demand in there, we had the guests in there, and we was that said, "Can you whistle?" And they'd go back. And then the guests got a little bit not feisty, but wanted a bit of to see if it was actually happening. So they went, "Can you do this? Can you repeat?" And within seconds, it went back to us. It was pretty spectacular because it was clear. It was absolutely clear. We did hear talking at a distance, but I can't confirm if it was paranormal in there because obviously there was an outside. The windows were outside. He's quite close to road. It is quite close to a walkway on where you looked at and you saw the ocean. There's a walkway that runs probably less than 15 to 20 foot past it. So I couldn't really say if it was paranormal activity or not with the whispering, but we all heard it. We had clear footsteps or shuffling, which was in the middle of our group. It wasn't on the outside. It was not walking down towards us. It was literally in the center of where everyone was standing. It wasn't on the outside. It was in the middle because I blamed Andy. Andy blamed me. Claire blamed someone else.
I can confirm that happened to us as well. Gary.
So that was quite spectacular. We had a lot of distance. A couple of our guests saw the old lights as well, the old lanterns walking down the tunnels, and they chased it, which was quite nice because they just ran off and then left me on my own in the middle of the tunnels. Fair enough, I always get popped off in the movies, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, no, it was quite spectacular down there with like the outsides, with the clear responses that we were getting. But then we made our way to the well, and we spent a good 20 minutes around that well. Now, Andy picked up on some form of priest, monk, or some form of man of cloth. I don't know. It wasn't any of them, but another word of friar. A friar, is that a monastery? Is that something from a monastery? A friar? I think they were picking up on a friar. This friar. Well, I had to really keep composed down there because something was coming quite close, but it was making me really giddy, like really, really giddy. And I literally, that was the best bit of the evening. So all the little lights flicker was very interesting. Karen was there, the whistles and the shuffle in the middle of the circle, which was amazing. But around the well, as I said, I started to get very, very giddy, and I had the urge to jump on the well. Literally, I stood on the side of the well and I wanted to step on the metal plate, and I had no fear of standing on that metal plate. The only thing that stopped me was the guests, really. They was, I know you might fall. Well, if I fall, I fall. I'm only going to go in that water. But I sort of balanced, and I sat on the well and turned around and put my feet on the metal grate, but I was sitting on the side of the well. Well, as soon as that happened, I managed to compose myself. I managed to let the giddiness go. I was more in control of myself. I could hear, and Andy then began to get really, really frustrated because I think he wanted to push me into the well. I wanted to go behind me and push me into the well. Look, bearing in mind, that was cast iron. That ain't going anywhere. That would have took all of our weight and it would not have collapsed. It was cast iron. But that was the only time I could sense that energy trying to reappear from last time we were there. And that's the only time it will, for me, it was beginning to sort of rear its ugly head. And that, lucky enough, that's when we had the dead bell go off. And even funnier, we had a guest with us called Kurt, and he was filming, and he walked around the corner, and the tiptoe through the tulips motion box went off. So he, for a joke, in his recording, said, "Tiny Tim, if that's you, can you set the box off?" Well, the box went off when he asked that question. He come running back. Look, I'm not saying Tiny Tim was at Deal Castle. I don't know if he has any.
You're playing his music, though. You're playing his music, though, aren't you? At the end of the day.
Yeah, but still, that's something I wasn't.
How do we know how spirit works?
well, it's just something I wasn't expecting. That's all I will say. It was something that I wasn't expecting, but it made me laugh. It did make me laugh.
Perhaps you should set up one with Elvis and we see if we can get him in the back in the building.
Potentially. I just go,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Yeah, but I wonder if it does work though. Do you get
I
what I'm
would-
saying? You're playing
I-
his music.
Maybe. I would prefer Elvis and over listening to that Tiny Tim, because that last session, I nearly run down the stairs and stepped on the box
Yeah, that final
because it
session.
went off for about
Constant.
50 minutes consistently. And
Yeah,
it was
but nobody
getting-
was near it.
but it was just far from frustrating. Then it must have died on us.
Well,
or
can you
someone
make
turned
another
it off.
motion bell? When you make the next motion bell,
Kurt
right, do it with Elvis.
has no fear at all. I think he
No,
doesn't.
yes.
He just went off. He doesn't. I can put one to Elvis. So
Let's
that's
try
not
it.
a problem.
Let's try it.
So yeah, we can definitely try that. We can try that. So look, I'm going to try and convert this film. Simon, what happened in your second session, or
The
where you want to
second
go
session-
next?
Right, the second session, we went upstairs. We were upstairs to do the bowl, and most of the guests wanted to do the bowl. So, you know the group I'm with, and they like to do the bowl. So we sort of said, "Okay, you do the bowl." I blessed the bowl. I started the bowl, and off they went. So I started to walk around, and you could hear the footsteps. And, you know, we weren't paying any attention to it. If it was on Most Haunted, right, they'd have been jumping up and down because the footsteps were under our feet, and you could hear them, and they were walking around the room. Just kept walking around. So I thought, right, okay, so I know we've got something there, but it went behind one of the girls on the table. And all of a sudden, she started to really, really shake. And so most of my time in there was spent in trying to sort of calm her down because she was really worried that something had taken her over. I said, no, nothing's taking you over. It's just spirit trying to communicate with you. You're on a board and you're asking for spirit to come forward and talk to you. But as we were walking round, I could keep seeing like lights. We would keep whistling. There was whistling. And I thought it was another group, but you were nowhere near. And we could hear this motion bell going off, and yet there was nobody down there. So we carried on walking, and as I went round, there was pictures on the wall of all the captains, and the one we got down in the well area was called Captain Eramus Finch. So it was a pretty out there name, and he said he banished 2 boys and a girl from the castle. And as we got round to the painting, it was Captain. The name was Captain Two Boys. His surname was Two Boys, which really then just blew it out of the water because I thought, the hell, there it is. There's the answer. It wasn't 2 boys. It was Captain Two Boys that he got rid of, and a girl. And then he followed us round. So our second session was really done on the board and me doing a lot of Reiki to help this poor girl out. But there was a lot of personal good messages got, which I'm glad, because they were obviously needed. One of the guests was in tears, so I'm not going to say too much. But there was a lot of activity up there. And Sam, our little helper, Mike's son, pointed out all the fingerprints on the coming down the wall. And first of all, when he shone his torch on them, there was one handprint on the wall, so you could like see fingerprints on the wall. When he did it again, there was 2 little handprints underneath it, and they definitely were not there first time, because I think 3 of us witnessed just that one handprint. There'd been nobody walking around this. That was really good as well. So quite an active session, but a lot of time spent around the board on our second session. But it's still a great session. You know, it was just different in the way to what we were getting downstairs.
I say it was a what, and that was the middle floor.
No, it's
Can't
top
say.
floor.
Oh, top floor. Yeah,
The footsteps up there were the footsteps were incredible up there, really incredible. And the fireplaces, something to do with the fireplaces. I couldn't quite work out what.
Would that not be again like Charlton House? Would something have been placed in the fireplace? Remember that, you know,
could be, mate. Yeah,
something like that. So maybe.
I didn't really get time to work it, but I would have liked. Yeah, but again, you know, it just shows you could sort of go in these places and you could literally probably spend 12 hours investigating. That's probably what you need.
Easy. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny. We could have done with 12 hours.
Well, I think the middle floor for me was a bit flat. I'm not going to say it was the best, but oh, sorry, I've got the wrong comment. I've got the things. Hi, Natalie Hill. Hope you're all doing. Yeah, we're all good. Fine, thank you. Hope you are doing well as well. Boom, boom. Doing well as well. Boom, boom. Right, I have the video. So, just a little drawback for everybody. This is the video that Simon was talking about. The door opening and closing on demand, I'm assuming. So,
Yeah.
So let's go for it.
Come on, do it again.
Start the door.
Come on, you can do it. Come on. Open the bloody door. Yeah, no, that's what I wanted to say. Blow the bloody doors. Come on, just push your way through it. Just fling it open.
You've got all these things to say off, but sometimes you don't play like that, do you? You want to do it through feeling. Okay, let's do it through feeling. Let's make people move. That's the way you want to do it. We play that game. I'm going to name you. Whatever happens, I'm going to name you.
Well done. Come on, a bit more. Excellent. Now do it again. Come on. Now that happened when you said you were going to name him. Sorry.
Let's do it every time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we've got. Let's see if I can tell. I can do one thing. I can't tell you. It's 16:11, isn't it?
Yep. Is he answering by opening and closing the door? Could be. Ask Alan Kelsall. I'm filming it.
Did you? Did you make another captain leave this sport? Did you banish a captain?
It's like the door's breathing.
What just heard the footsteps?
The door is like breathing.
Breathing.
Like,
Can you open the door fully?
it's going backwards, forwards, as if it's someone's breath.
You are music. You are an absolute music king. Thank you. That is so good.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So we really are talking to you then. That's really was brilliant. Yeah.
Yep.
Come right in, right in.
Come on, open the door a bit more.
Don't bang in. Oh, you're very good. What the of it as well. How many people we got? How many students wants to come here? Visit us. It's good. I'm not worried. Catching. Out the door. If it was a draft, we'd be doing it all the time. It wouldn't just do it to command. would it?
No.
Look, my name is Simon.
And my name's Lisa. Hello. That hello, it moved, by the way. I don't know if you can see it.
Did you banish another captain from this vault? Come on, weeks to do it again. I know it might take a lot of energy, but I'm sure you can.
It's still slightly moving.
He's here. He's in here. I think he's come in.
Are you in?
I think he's in here.
I'm just going to turn.
That's quite amazing, really, to be fair.
It's impressive.
I think you
It
can
was quite.
take wind away from it quite easily. Because I think if wind, it would be quite consistent. Paul, did you say that?
Yeah, I can't see that it would have. I mean, I get what Lisa was saying. It looked like he was breathing. It looked like he was just sort of doing that a bit. But
I know the skeptics out there.
That
we
last
had something at the door, but we didn't. I can honestly say we did not have anybody behind that door. That was going off to queue.
Yeah. No, that was impressive.
I don't know if anyone's eyes have gone funny watching the video though. It's gone red. My eyes have gone really.
Yeah.
I don't know where to look. Everything looks a bit red at the moment. It's horrible. But no, I thought that was pretty impressive. I say, because I think if it was wind, and look, let's bear in mind,
We
we've
did
got
try to debunk it with wind. We went
it was
all
a very,
around.
very wind. It was a very, very windy night at Deal. We know that. But I generally feel that would have been more consistent if that was wind.
Yeah,
I think.
and the door that was more directly with the wind was the other door. The far door was where the stairs came down. There was no real opening in the other way, and it definitely wasn't. There definitely wasn't a draft because we checked it. We checked it so many times. So before and after, after.
Well, for how that door was opening, you would have felt that draft coming as that door opened, surely.
100%. I think you're absolutely right there, Paul. It was a big old slam. One of them was a big old slam.
Yeah. But this is the thing. It's more of the fact that it opened and closed like that. You know, if to get a bit of wind like that.
Yeah.
If it was a heavy door that was on a spring to close up, and the wind blew it open, on that last one, it wouldn't have paused before it shut. It would have literally sprung back, and it didn't. It stopped and then slammed hard.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen that video. It's like with you, Paul,
that was really impressive.
So that definitely goes on to go onto our social medias tomorrow.
I didn't, to be quite honest, I didn't know she'd taken it until she said, "I've got it on camera," and I went, "You beauty," because wow, you know.
We'll just have to teach her to hold the camera the other way around. That's what I've got to get through to everybody. We need to do it landscape. Hold it on its side. We get a better quality video. It's easier to edit.
Yeah.
So no, good evidence. That to me is good evidence. You know.
Yeah.
It was a good bit of evidence that, and it almost if it did answer to questions.
And the thing was, you went down there after me. Were your doors slamming? Were your doors opening?
Not to say that I would have. I never investigated
on.
I never investigated that room that you was in. I just didn't. We never investigated any of the rooms. We was just, I would say, we was probably about 1 hour, 5 minutes in the tunnels on the outside, and probably about 10 to 15 minutes around the well. I didn't get into any of them rooms, unfortunately. My guests never saw them rooms because we got waylaid down the tunnel with all the activity down the tunnel, which was.
We went in after.
You would have heard that door banging, surely.
Yeah. If it was banging, you'd have heard it.
Yeah, I did. No, because the only thing I would say is I don't think our doors were shut. Ours were open because Kurt was walking. I'm assuming that door led out to the stairs, yeah?
No. Yeah, that's
But I
another
don't know
room.
where that. Yeah, no, I don't know where that door was. I don't. Yeah, in context, I don't.
On that video, the other door I went to was led to the stairs.
Right, they were open when we was down there. That door there was open. Then there was a corridor with another door on the other side, which were all
That's it,
open
yeah.
when we was down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we had
and that
doors
one-
open, but I don't know
And
where
that
that
one-
door was in context of where you
We'll have to
were
go back.
now.
I'd like to go back as no, I'm not being funny. I'd like to go back as a team and just purely concentrate it in areas
And
and
so,
not
yeah,
have to swap about. Because you know, I'd love to carry it on in that well area. I would have loved to carry it on. As I said, I could have done it for 3 or 4 hours because I only scooted round the edge of that place because I didn't have time. We did that investigation, we did well, and then 10 minutes around the outside. Just didn't get enough time. But hey ho,
but that's it though.
makes us go back. Didn't it?
We only have a select amount of time, don't we?
I know. Yeah, I know.
That's all we have. That's all we have is that select amount of time to do our little bits of investigation. So we moved upstairs. We went upstairs. I say the
You
middle
wouldn't
bit.
go upstairs, mate.
What did we get upstairs? We did a seance upstairs. We went around the table. The thing that made me laugh at the beginning when we all sat round the table. I wish it was on video because it did make me laugh and I couldn't control my giggling after that. I really had to rein my giggling in because Henry was saying, move the table. Come on, move the table. I'm saying, Henry, it's never going to move. Yes, it will. We've had a moving before. I said, Henry, it's never going to move. Trust me. Yes, it will. It's going to move. I said, Henry, check the floor. He went, I went, it's bolted in. He went, yeah, we can still get it to move. Well, that was it. I was gone. I was gone. I was absolutely gone at that point. I really couldn't. I couldn't. And I literally had to break the circle. I said, Henry, try and lift in table. You can't move it. It's bolted in with bolts, which was funny. But we didn't get the table to move. Obviously, if we got the table to move, it was fine because I said I didn't bring a Phillips screwdriver with me, unfortunately. But it's what we did have. We had a lovely message come through from, I think it was the Moulders. I think it was Rebecca Moulder that you were talking about. I think she had a family member come through when we was doing a seance, and literally the energy that was talking was actually banging on the underneath of the table. So it was sort of going, and you could hear it quite clearly and quite nicely. It made, you know, it was quite a nice, it was a feeling of not, and she was getting the answers that she was speaking to. Then we had, yeah, which was a really weird, bizarre moment for me. Another bizarre moment for me. Just had another booking come through. I've got that. It must be working. Just for Simon's benefit, a bookings come through. So we was doing this. We was doing the séance, and we just had this lovely message and this energy come through. Well, he was a judge. Okay, he was a judge. Now, we've come across this judge before. My mind just went to Judge Jeffries. That was logic brain. Okay, it was nothing else. Yeah. I'm not saying it was Judge Jeffries, but it was logic brain. He said, I've seen you before. I've spoken to you before. That's fine. Now, Andy took this energy on in some a channeling trance, and he just could not cope with the energy. And it got very shaky and very, once again, the shakes. There was it was very shaky. We had Kim's friend also had the shakes. We had Andy had the shakes. So I took the energy over. I said, look, Andy, pass the energy to me. I can control the energy and I can talk with the energy telling me what he wants to say to you, blah, blah, blah. Now, at this point, he killed a lot of people. And that's all he kept saying at first. I killed a lot of people. Now, he's a judge. So I'm pretty much assuming that's natural. I would assume he would kill a lot of people.
It's sentencing, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how I took it at first. But when you sort of start stripping it back, he had a kick of just sentencing people to death. You know, it didn't matter if they were guilty or not guilty. He just went guilty by. Like, that was his...
That does sound a bit like him. It does.
But I was sitting around the table and his wife and children were there. And everyone was saying, do your wife and children know what you were doing? And at first it was a little bit unbalanced. I didn't really get the answer to that. And then after a while, it was like, yeah, they bloody well did know as well. They 100% knew what they were up to. And all of a sudden, you know, when you're in a seance, right, and you all got your hands, I swear to God, this judge went to me. I only called them guilty because once I'd sentenced them to hanging, we would go to get the bodies and I would eat them. Right?
Eat them?
Eat them. All right? So I said, are you a cannibal? And I looked at Rebecca Mulder's mum's hand, and no word of a lie, I could have just put my teeth into it and done that. And I swear I had to have so much control. And I said to her, I said, I want to eat your hand. I'm looking at your hand, and it just, and you know, like, because her hand was on top of mine like that. And I went to my other hand, which was on top of Pauline's, and I was literally fighting my own hand to stop me from launching my teeth into her hand. And he was going, it's all I could get to it, going, her hand would be nice. Her hand would be so tasty. Do it. Just do it. And I'm like, oh my God. And it got to a point where I had to just start giggling to try and break it. I'm thinking, I've got to laugh. I've got to laugh. I've got to make light of this. I have to make light of this because I've got to stop myself. At any point, I just think I could have just gone and ripped a piece of her hand off and chewed it because that's how he made me feel.
Well, I'm glad you didn't because she's booked another couple of tickets with us.
Sounds like he was partial to a £1/4 with cheese as well.
Yeah, but that, and that's what I'm saying. I've never had. We've come across cannibalism before. With Bet Castle, I come across cannibalism in. I've come across cannibalism somewhere else, which I think, I don't know where, but only in the presence of someone telling me what they did. And this was an energy that could control that sense of being. And now I know why, that if that was the case, that if, you know, the young lady that you had went into the shakes and Andy went into the shakes, maybe it was sort of what I'm seeing, a fight between the guides and the actual energy, rather than the actual aura being manipulated. Maybe it was sort of along the lines of the guides were going, look, if he gets hold of these energies, he will bite, he will chew. He never, and he told me, he said, I'd never eaten a live person before. They were always dead. And the only thing I wanted to ask was, and I didn't get time to ask because I was so concentrated on not to bite the guest's hand off, was, did he cook them? Because that was my only sort of, like, because I think if I asked that question, did you cook them? I'd be like, well, that's raw. I don't need it raw. And I think I could have recycled it, but I've still got like red marks on my own wrist where I was biting my own hand to stop me from biting the guest's hand. That's how bad it got at one point. I was literally saying, Pauline, I'm just itching my nose. And I was going, literally, I was sinking my teeth into my own hand to stop me from biting that lady's hand. That was it. So
a warning for any of our guests: if you're going next to Russell in a seance, don't. Okay, don't.
But the thing is, it was only the sheer fact. Well, how many seances we conducted in time? We've done hundreds.
Yeah.
But it's always been what it's been. This was a goddamn urge of, like, I've never had that before. You know, we've had seances where we've got angry. We've had seances where we've wanted to fight. We've had overlaying of that, frustration, emotion, tears. But my God, I'd never had.
Never wanted to eat someone before.
Never. But he was. But then I don't know if it was not sadistic. Well, it was sadistic, but when I looked at her and I said I could eat you, I never felt like I could have, you know, like gone for where I thought I would want to go for. If you was a cannibal, I don't know why, you just think Dracula, didn't you? You just think you're going to go for somewhere along there. I don't know why, but I looked and I thought, no, I just want your hand. I just want to eat your hand. It wasn't the arm. It was that bit of the hand there, because it was laying on. I wonder if it's because she was attached to my hand. I wonder if that was the link.
Could be.
I don't know. But never have I had sort of that urge. Yeah, of course we've had Shepton Mallet, for example, of wanting to fight. Yeah. You know, that urge
to
cage. Yeah, of urging to fight, even in trance, even when in the cage, when, you know, we got the video of Adam saying, go on then, turn up the table. And I jumped up there and pushed the table in the air. You know, you get that feeling of anger, emotion, tears. We've had trance in tears. People come out of trance in tears. We've had messages of loved ones, but never Never ever have I wanted to eat a part of the guest's hand. But I'm assuming that's just what that energy was craving at that time. We've had energies. Be fair, Simon, listening to, I think it was that the catch-up episode that I was talking about at the beginning on the Mixcloud, the 38, show 38.
Yeah.
You were saying to Jay, put your cigarette out and let them have a smoke. They've even done that with energies, smoking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that energy, that urge of that energy wanted to maybe sense human flesh again. I don't know because it was just so bizarre. So
But
bizarre.
we've definitely met this judge before, have we?
He told me that, and I'm going with what he told me.
Okay.
That's what he told me. But then we've been there before.
Yeah. So,
I don't. We've obviously been to quite a few. We've been to quite a few Guildhall. Obviously,
Yeah.
we've had the Guildhall in Thetford. We had a judge in the
Dorset.
chair. Dorset. Yeah, Dorset.
we
They
were
were a long
fighting.
way- Yeah,
Yeah, we were fighting.
that was.
Yeah.
That's a long way away, though, wasn't it? That's a long way away from Kent.
Yeah, but these people went everywhere. If it's Judge Jeffries, it was also
It's only
down.
down the coast, really, Russ, isn't it? You've only got to follow it round past Hastings and
yeah.
Dorset.
Yeah, I
And
get
the
it.
thing is, Judge Jeffries, we met at the Skirrid Inn
Yeah,
in Wales.
yeah. I'm just trying to think of other like them sort of places because it would have been guild halls that would have had that. We had Sandwich Guild Hall.
Yeah. Yes.
That's near Deal.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Dover Castle would have had some form of judge in it at some point
Yeah.
back in the day. It wouldn't have gone would it? It wouldn't have gone unhinged. Yeah, I say categorically he said to me, I've never ate live person before. They was always dead. You know,
And all
It's got some standards.
yeah, saving grace and all that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, have I ever wanted to eat a guest before? Please, if you're listening to this or you're going to watch again, that is not what our events are about. Trust me when I say this is not what our events are about, guys. It was just a feeling that I had on the night, how it made me feel. Yeah, very, very bizarre. And that was not the highlight of the night. The whistle and the footsteps was the highlight of the night. But the second highlight is actually wanting to eat a McHand burger.
And it definitely wasn't vegan.
No, it definitely wasn't vegan. Could you imagine, though? What would you do in the public liability on that one?
Yeah, I don't think that's covered, mate.
It's a paranormal event. It must have some form. It's specialised cover for a paranormal event.
Well, that's really weird. You've looked up Judge Jeffries. He was also in Dorset.
Is there any links to Ken?
I can't find any at the moment.
So, look, it was Logic Brain.
Yeah. No, but
It was
It was
100% Logic Brain.
he was incarcerated in the Tower of London.
Yeah, I say.
Yeah. Well,
No, that was the interesting highlights of Deal Castle, Paul.
Yeah, it sounds like a great night, mate. It looked like a great night on all that
that was
video.
a good night. It was.
Yeah.
as I say, the third group on the middle floor, but if it was my last group, we all seem to get that bit of syndrome where it goes flat, and it did sort of, but the motion tiptoe box, my God, it didn't shut up, and none of us were near it. And we moved it, and it started again, and none of us were near it. So, you know, we were getting it, but probably, I don't know. I can't say as I was tired, because I wasn't. Perhaps the energies were going down at that stage. Don't know. But we had, yeah.
So that was the highlights. Well, we have got 15 minutes left of the show, okay? And something we're going to throw this now 360 degrees away from what we're talking about. Let me just write it down, okay? Because I don't know, for you, Paul, this will be interesting for you, okay? Because it's right up your street. Did anyone see ITV News yesterday?
No.
So it would have been around the 6 o'clock news.
Don't think so.
No?
No.
6:30. So it just come into my brain because you were coughing. That's all it was. Launders Lane.
Oh, yeah.
It's all coming to light. The volcano in Raynham is all coming to light. The toxic, the asbestos, there's a
It's
part
contaminated land. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
every year in the summer months. The fire brigade this year alone was called 211 times to that area to put out the fire. It just ignites itself, doesn't it?
Yeah. It still burns now. Some mornings when I go to work, it's just a plume of fog, and you just drive through it, where it's just constantly burning.
And
But
They
what's
use-
burning?
It's all
Arsenic.
underground.
arsenic is confirmed in there. Asbestos. And they're saying waste from a pharmaceuticals company that was once local, but I don't know.
It could be anything then. No wonder we're all a bit batshit crazy in Raynham.
No, there was one. I used to go train and work. Elm Park used to go for. There used to be a big pharmaceutical company on this. I remember it well, as I was going into Dagenham East. Can't remember the name of it. It was a massive factory.
So the interesting part is now that the care group or whatever, there's a signed group, local residents, I'm assuming, that have got together, of the Raynham Volcano Health Authority. It's linked to COPD. They've linked it to many different things.
Yeah.
In that area, and some of the pictures were diabolical. With some mornings when it was on fire, and then it's just pluming everywhere. The government are now actively involved, and they have issued the local Havering Council with sanctions and warnings to get this sorted. Now, they've got to follow protocol. Going reading between the lines of the news report that it isn't government ground or council ground. This is an owner's field.
Yeah, it's privately owned, yeah.
So it's down to him. That place was next to
Mayor Baker. That's it. Mayor Baker. That's it. I think it's closed now. I think that's closed now, but yeah.
So the government, the council now have got to approach the owner to get them to sort it. Now, I would not like to know the cost of what it would cost to get that area dug up and how they would physically do that safely.
Millions.
They're now the Havering Council. They've got the guy has got 3 years to sort it out. Okay, 3 years to actively sort this out. Or I say, guy, the person who owns this property. They cut to the local councillor of Havering, the head councillor of whatever it was, and they are now in some form of negotiations or talking with people who do this sort of work. And it just sounds like at this moment they're just going to put a polymer film over it. A polymer film over it. And that works, apparently.
Yeah, right.
But it's very interesting because I was sitting there eating me dinner at the same time, and it come on. I was like, and do you know what, Paul? Don't take this the wrong way, right? But my nan said, Paul's always coughing and Paul's always feeling unwell.
Mm.
Could you link it to that?
I don't know. You can often smell it. They reckon it's one of the worst air qualities in the country, round the Raynham Park, with that kicking up in the air all the time.
And we know you smoke, Paul, which is...
I do, which, yeah, don't help.
It's going to cause a cough and everything like that, which isn't fine. But there's a nearby fishing lake that lost a lot of fish from the ammonia leaching into the ground, and it had to be shut down.
Okay, yeah. Doesn't
It's
surprise me.
highly toxic. You can see it because the videos when they showed you, like, obviously a helicopter or a drone that was over it in the summer months, it was just smoking from the ground. You know, like if you put a smolder fire out.
Yeah.
But it was just coming up from like holes in the ground from everywhere it was looking. You know, it was very, very bizarre. When you saw it, it was really, really bizarre. And yeah, I just find it fascinating. Now they're actually doing something about it. But I'd also like to sort of...
Well, they say they're going to do something about it. We'll see.
Yeah.
This has been going on for years.
But now literally the government are now actively involved in this and have demanded this gets sorted. They've got no option now. And they've got to say the gentleman, because I don't know if it's a man or female, the person who owns the ground has had the official word that he's got 3 years to sort it. But
He reckons he's skint, so he ain't doing nothing.
No. Well, to be fair, I think anyone would be skint the amount it's going to cost to clear that debris. We're talking asbestos in there. That is ridiculous amounts to get. That's quadruple the price of works in your house if you need it removed.
Mm.
If you've got asbestos works, say if you want to build a new garage and you've got asbestos to get rid of, the garage will cost you $5,000, and I can guarantee you the asbestos works would cost you $25,000 on top of your $5,000 to get everything built.
Yeah.
Easy. But they were talking about there's a way that the government will pay for it and then they will have to pay back. But what you're talking, I'm not being funny. You're not talking about £1 million worth of work here.
No, I know that, but
millions and millions of pounds.
The government are going to pay for it with our money, but then we've got to pay it back.
No, we don't pay it back. The owner pays it back.
Ah, right.
How's he going to pay it back? He'll be dead before he can pay it back.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying. You're talking about...
Yeah, it'll be one of them sort of £5 a week jobs, won't it? until it's paid off.
If you
Yeah.
saw the area and what they were listing is underneath there, you know, we're talking
huge.
arsenic. We're talking arsenic. They said the word arsenic and asbestos, and they don't know what is under there. What sort of equipment has got to go in there? How are they going to transport it? What are they going to do? You can't burn asbestos because it's highly, you know, it's the best thing that we can cover it in. Yeah. You know, if we're going to go to any war, we want to be covered in asbestos. But, yeah, it was just really fascinating to see, you know, as you say, what is going to be done. But it does seem to be like there is going to be some form of polymer film that can go over the top of it, which has been done in the past in other areas like it. There's a company out there that does that sort of stuff. But are you talking about a dome? Are we talking, you know, in my head, I'm just thinking like putting a tarpaulin over it.
Yeah.
In my head.
Well, it's got to be airtight, whatever it is, or it filters on the way out.
Yeah.
But can you filter that kind of air?
I really don't know, but it's interesting. So, on your way to work, if you drive past it, I think you drive past it most mornings, don't you?
Yeah, every morning, yeah.
So you're on Launders Lane watch for the next year to see if anything does start to happen.
Yeah.
It's also known it's got illegal weapons buried in it.
Oh, there's all sorts, mate. Bodies
and a cannabis farm. So if you catch that right, you might get to work really, really good.
As I said to Nan the other day, she had a good friend that used to live in Raynham. Remember? We used to go round every Christmas to parties, Simon.
Grace,
that friend.
Yeah, Grace.
And, but Reg, he had terrible breathing problems.
Yeah, he did.
And he didn't live he lived only the other side of that. He only lived off of where the what's the road? Where the crematorium is. On that road.
up into the road north.
Yeah. So he's a little bit closer to you, isn't he, Paul?
Yeah.
He lived near the width restrictions. Lived near the width restrictions outside the
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a stone's throw, really.
Yeah. So there was just a lot of things in my head that was going through that last night, thinking, oh, wow, that's interesting.
It does, I tell you. It looks really bad.
I say, me and Paul have touched on it before, haven't we, Paul, in past shows?
Yeah, a number of times. Because the ULEZ was meant to go up to the Purfleet lights, wasn't it? Do you remember me saying that?
Yeah.
And because everyone kicked up saying, you want me to pay ULEZ when you got that burning all the time. So Khan, the Mayor of London, being he brought it back to this side of the old Raynham Cop Shop. So that is without the ULEZ. That's just outside the ULEZ area now. Whereas before, that would have been inside the ULEZ area. Crafty, eh?
Yeah, very crafty. Very, very crafty. But we've done it, guys. We've got to the end of the show. We're there. Thank you for everybody that has watched us tonight. I very much doubt that we'll be on next week because Simon is on a jolly investigation.
No, I will be back. I will be back.
But if I do make it down, there'll be no fit state that I will be wanting to be up here at 9:30 at night. I'll be wanting to be in my bed. So we shall catch up the following week. So no show next week, guys. But we will be back in a couple of weeks' time. Thank you for everybody that's watched us. Thank you for all your comments, guys. Stay safe, and we'll see you all next week.
See you later.